to come to London, cause I couldn't find a job. But I don't intend to stay long, if I make a few quick bob. It's cold up there in summer, it's like sitting inside a fridge. But I wish I was on the quayside, looking at the old town bridge. I'm coming home, Newcastle, I might as well have been in jail. I'd walk the streets all day, I'll need for a bottle of your own brown ale. I'm coming home, Newcastle, if you never win the club again. I'll brave the dark at St James's Park if the Gallagher end in the rain. I'm coming home. And I'm proud to be a Geordie.
Yes, people, welcome back to another show. This is John Maisy Show, and I've got Maisy with me. Maisy, good evening to you, babe.
Good evening to you, John. I hope you're well. Thank you for having me on, and I like the new intro. It looks great.
Thank you so much indeed. I'll probably get a copyright issue as well, which will not be surprised, but it is what it is. I'm not going to get rid of that at all whatsoever, but someone did it first. Big up to Taylor Everton, who did that first. He's only 16, by the way. He did that first as well.
That's brilliant, and he has definitely got special talent there as well, hasn't he? He's only going to improve knowing the age he is too.
Yeah, totally agree, babe. Totally agree. Guys, if you do like the video, just smash the like button and also hit the subscribe button as well. And if you like what you see and are doing a good job, you'd like to super chat us, then give what you can. And also, if you'd like to become a member, then please hit the $sign. And got a couple of messages from now, and which is going to be important as well. And I might say this before we go on to Nate Macy's team. Massive special hello to both my favourites, John Maisy, and he's a great guy now, and he's fantastic. John Maisy, if that's okay, I just want to give a special mention to Danielle, who's been a victim of online abuse on social media. I just want to see a row here for Danielle. Dan, if you're watching, pet, and I'm sure you are, then you know what? We love you lots, and Macy loves you as well, and now loves you as well. And please stay strong. Don't go out to these as well. And listen, I think she is amazing. I met Danielle once, and she is absolutely fantastic. And she is one of the nicest lads you've ever seen, and she helps people. So my advice to people: if you want to abuse Danielle, good for you, go for it. But I tell you something, she's not going to be put down like that. And I should be at the end of it as well, Paul as well. Guys, if you haven't, make sure you smash the likes and subscribe button. Great show, line up the scene, and also please subscribe to lovely and amazing Macy at Devils United. Description links in the description as well, people. I'm going to read his comments quickly before we go on to our team. Even John Maisy and Carlos as well. And Danielle is a great lass. She doesn't stop participating in shows because of these shows. Big up to Danielle. Don't give up, Daniel. And the intro bid, thank you, Maggie. And there's your mate coming home, Newcastle. That's Tony the Red. And hi, John Maisy, and like coffee. Big up to you, my guy. I made that intro. Do you like it? And yes, I do. Ash, I thought it was Taylor and Magpie as well. So, Maggie, thanks so much indeed, mate. Appreciate that. And even John Maisy, hope you aren't getting trying. And I tell you what, it won't happen, mate. It will not happen. They do. They know exactly what's going to happen. And we're not going to get beat by the Charles, are we? Great to enjoy John Mason. Thank you so much. Gary V. John, who's this NSC Lawless on Twitter. That's doing that is a account created this month. I haven't seen it yet, but one thing I'm going to say, right, that if he causes any bother, he's done. Absolutely done. But Gary, thanks for letting us know on that one, mate. Hi to you, Paul, Leeds fan. Big up to Niall again. Made that intro and he sent it to you. Magpie, thank you very much indeed, mate. I really appreciate that. And you know what? You're absolutely fantastic. And you're a young talent as well, kid. And good evening to Mr. Sinclair and Messi. Thank you so much. And we've got the great camera on short bed and chill. I was going to say Lee Gunn and chill for a minute. Coming home and new ringtone. Joshua, big up to you, mate. Hello to you for Niall again. Even to that's Tony B. No words here. What is he? Is he Tony Mag or Tony the Red?
Tony the Red at the moment for me.
Yay! I tell you, Tony's a great guy. Evening to you, big up to V, Maisy and everyone in the chat. Thank you so much indeed, V. Welcome along. You shouldn't get copyright if you have permission from the make out the tune. I don't know make out the tune is, but I'm definitely going to find who who's going to be. And big up to Danielle as well. Thank you much indeed, mate. What's the prediction? ES team in Ireland? That is going to be a tough game. but I'm going to stick my neck out and I'm going to say just Inter. And go for that as well. Big up to Andrew Dodd as well. Big up to Andrew. Thanks for coming. Remember yesterday. Hi, John Maisy. Can't wait to get into Andy's being the wrong choice. We'll come on to him in a bit. Got a Watford fan, Neela. Tell Maisy, I'm so sorry that you stopped. You know, do 0-0. And so he said, well done. And nothing better than Man United dropping the points. That's Tony B. And last but not least, for the time being, I don't think Man United will get top 4, but I do think Newcastle will get top 10. Mark me words. Joe Willock, big up to you, Joe. Good goal on Saturday, by the way. I would love to see Ronaldo in SCI Europa League. There you go. Right then, we're going to talk about your team. It's going to be Man United 0, Watford 0. I'll watch your game and highlights. And you had 22 shots on goal attempts, 3 on target. Only had 16% of the possession of the ball. Yeah. You're dropping points like graffiti, Maisy. You really, really are. What is going on in your football club?
To be honest, you can't even blame Ralf if you want me to be honest. He's got a pile of poo, and you can't polish a piece of poo in reality. He's trying his best with the crap he has got in the squad. I had a great interview last week, and it made me think into perspective about the team. It's such an unbalanced team because we have got a couple of Sir Alex Ferguson signings, one David Moyes, a few Louis van Gaals. We've got some Jose Mourinho, some Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Each manager had a different philosophy into the team. So Jose Mourinho and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, their kind of philosophy is completely different. And of course, Ralf comes in. He's for the gegenpressing. These players don't know how to press whatsoever. They don't want to press. I think, and knowing that as well, of course, he didn't get backed by the board, which I wasn't surprised about because you wouldn't expect an interim manager really to get backed by the team. He just had a clear out, which you expect. At this moment in time, though, we're still currently in 4th place, and with the squad that Ralf has got, he has only lost one Premier League game. He's only lost one Premier League game. That was against Wolves. Yes, we should have won against Watford. 22 shots, 3 on target is disgusting, and that is something again you can't blame Ralf Rangnick on. It's something what you blame the players on. You can teach these players how to pass. You can teach them how to shoot, but in reality, you have got there on the pitch Cristiano Ronaldo. You have got Jadon Sancho, Anthony Elanga. You've got substitutes coming on of Marcus Rashford. You've got Bruno Fernandes there on the pitch. Even Paul Pogba on the pitch, who can score a goal, but they're not scoring. That is not down to a manager's fault. These players just simply don't want to play. But under the other breath, though, I do blame the board up to a degree because you look at, of course, the 2 strikers we've got, Ronaldo and Cavani. Cavani has missed out on 35 games, I think, since coming to Manchester United. So 38 games, for instance, is obviously each Premier League game. So it's almost like he's missed out on a full season of the Premier League with the amount of games he has missed. You look at this and think, right, we should be relying on a 34-year-old who is the youngest striker we have got in the squad. And as well, Ronaldo is a couple of years older. But then wouldn't you say this is, in a way, down to the scouting at Manchester United, that they're not scouting the right players at the club? Because we're Manchester United at the end of the day. We should be competing with the likes of Manchester City, the likes of the Liverpools and the likes of the Chelseas to try and get these big signings. Like, you look at Alvarez, say Manchester United never wanted him, but Alvarez would have been a good backup there. for Cavani and Ronaldo. The only option we have really got till the end of the season is looking at bringing a youth through, because Ronaldo, he has played every game since Burnley, and I think that's roughly around 5-6 games he has played. He's played a full 90 for 5 games. Can a really 36, 37-year-old, can he really do that in reality? No, and we shouldn't be having to rely on that neither. And I agree with Tony's comment that they do play like a bunch of strangers. It just feels like none of them trust each other.
Yeah, have to agree there. I mean, when you think about it, right? I mean, Ralf, got to do what you can. It's down to the players. I think the players are broken, in my opinion. I mean, they know what's at stake. They're fourth in a minute, and they have dropped so many points. When you think about it, right? There were 2 goals up against Villa, only drew. You goal against Burnley, only drew. You had a point of Newcastle, right? Which we should have absolutely beat you, by the way. Should have beat you by about 3 or 4, by no disrespect. You had a goal against Southampton, only drew. Yeah. I think it's a goal against Villa, and they only drew. No, that was 2 each, by the way. And you just about beat West Ham, which is an offside goal. And I'll tell you something, United, you got world-class players there. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Let's be real. 1 goal in 10 games, he looks absolutely knackered, yeah? Let's be honest with you. And I'll tell you what, you need to get a younger player. You should have gone for Alvarez for prepare for the summer, but
yeah, I do disagree though that the West Ham goal it was offside. I did initially think it at first, but when I looked at the VAR, the lines and stuff like that, it was Cavani's arm what was offside, because you technically can't score from your arm. It's counted as an onside decision, and this is exactly what happened in this Chelsea-Liverpool game at the weekend. It was Lukaku's arm what was offside, so that technically that should have been onside by the laws of football, and Matip's goal should have been onside as well. But I just feel like more than anything, when it does come to the likes of VAR in itself, the decisions, it's just down to the fact that the rest don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, this is the thing. I'll agree with you there. And it is, I mean, look at it again. It was a borderline, but you got the 3 points in the end. And since then, I mean, you played 2 games more than the Arsenal as well, and that's going to be tough. Arsenal's playing really well at this moment in time. I've got some more comments there for now. Said this on the stream. I was on earlier today. What's your thoughts on Roman stepping down from Chelsea, guys? Do you think it's a smart thing for him to do? Will Chelsea get a millionaire owner? Excuse me. Now, he won't sell the club. He's just being clever. He's handed to the Chelsea trustees for charities as well, so he'll not be selling Chelsea anytime soon. It'll still be there or about. That is my opinion. And Magpies as well. One thing I'll say to you, mate, please do not shout here. I'm not going to display that. But Joe Linton is better than Ronaldo right now. That's fair, dudes. Irish guy was being hilarious. It's also spot on with his Messi and Ronaldo video last week. Big up to Robert as well from Sweden. Big up to you. And I was away at Old Trafford. Love my trip there. Good for you, Mila. You must be happy with a point. Here, John Maisy, that's from Gear. Gear, please subscribe to my channel, my guy. Click on the subscribe button and that'll be good. They play like a team of strangers. You just mentioned that. I remember there was a time when Man U getting lower than 3rd place. It's not even a thing. Maybe saying for top 4, at least 5th place for Europa should be a listed target. This team should be winning titles. Let's be real.
I agree. We should be winning titles. With this squad, what we have got, we should be winning titles. People have always said managers haven't been backed, managers hasn't been backed. But you look at this transfer window in particular, what we had in the summer, we was backed. People argue Ronaldo wasn't the right person to have. Do we know or do we not know? We don't know whether if, for example, Ronaldo didn't come and we could have been in a much worse situation because they was doing like statistics on Sky Sports, and if we didn't have Cristiano Ronaldo, we would have been 4th place in the group stage of the Champions League. So things like that, I do look to think, is Ronaldo a bad signing or was he a good signing? But you do look under the same breath. I think he was bought for more franchise reasons for this club because they made all the shirt sales back in 1 week for Cristiano Ronaldo. They've got their own brand, say the Cristiano Ronaldo brand, selling T-shirts that say Cristiano Ronaldo and crap like that. So I think he's been used for the Glazers and more of, I would say, a franchise issue. But in terms of, as we was going to say, Manchester United in itself, we should be aiming for titles. I never said that we will win the title at the beginning of the season. I wasn't optimistic about that, but I said that we need to at least win a trophy because we haven't won a trophy since the 2017 the Europa League. That's when we won 2 trophies in 1 season. People say we should be winning the title, we should be winning the Champions League, but Champions League, just like just like the Premier League is, just like any other cup competition, it's about luck. And you do argue about a lot of teams, was the luck for them to say, right, this is why they have won them trophies, but we should have been a lot more stable in that respect. I said that what we needed to do, we needed to close the gap between us and Manchester City this season. And then we need to aim for instance, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Because I believed we were still a couple of signings for me from being a title-winning team. We still needed a right-back for me, and we still needed a defensive midfielder for me for us to at least compete for the league. But we should be at least closing the gap between us and Manchester City. Looking at the Premier League table in itself, though, we're roughly around 19 points from first place. We're only 3 more points away, though, from being joint third with Chelsea. When you do look at where we was when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got sacked, I believe we was roughly around 10th. So coming into 4th place, I do say that Ralf probably has done a good job so far with the crap he's got. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. He's done. Listen, I think he's doing okay, but will he be a long-term manager? For me, probably not, because you look at the billboard. If it's honest, he's won. It's not very much at all, but still, I mean, they get someone in the summer, I'm sure. Elanga looks really lively for what I saw. I hope he doesn't become one of those players with huge potential that don't achieve their full potential. That's a fair point. And I've got this one with bit past that. I get. Thanks a lot for that, mate. I appreciate that. Big up to you, Tom, and I've got one for Gear as well. Thanks for coming a member, mate. You're the 43rd, I think. So big up to Gear. And just 99p. You're only going to the competition. Macy's going to do a job. We're not 100. Macy's doing the job for us. She's going to do the draw as well. Is that, do you do that first, Macy?
Of course I will.
Fantastic. Thank you. And yeah, the 5th we took over, now the bottom half we did one. Is that you're talking about Steve Bruce. And it's just a bit of the guy me, man. Thanks for saying it, Macy. And you don't need a team of world-class superstars to get results. You need players that play for each other at the badge with 100% commitment and game managing, my opinion, wacky. I totally agree.
Exactly. Just like West Ham and Wolves, they haven't got a world-class team, but they work together. They're stable, they're structured, and this is what you do need in terms of competing, winning trophies. I always say it's the defense what wins you trophies, whereas you could look at the instance of goals that can win you points, that can win, that can get you the help with the goal difference. But it's always, for me, the defense what wins you trophies, and we're just not structured at all anywhere. We're just completely unbalanced for me. But I do agree with Wacky's comment completely. And you look at, for instance, another good example, Leicester City when they won the league. How much was that Leicester City team worth? It was probably one of the cheapest teams in the league, and Ranieri done the absolute impossible and done it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Nigel Pearson's team, by the way. He got sacked and then Claudio took over and he took the baton and he made history. Why wouldn't Leicester City win the title? That's because of hard work, dedication and passion. And that is why Leicester won the league. This is believed in themselves. And with that one, I got, even as a Newcastle fan, that just really like United. I still get a little sad seeing the gym like United not having been polished in a while and left again just... Fair enough. Good evening, John Maisy. Hope you're well. Big up to you, Michael. And thanks for your donation there, Maisy. Kind donation. And 179. Appreciate that, my guy. Great channel. Do you think Joe Linton's better than Ronaldo this season? If you look at the two in a minute, I have to say on the borderline, yeah, because he's playing fantastic. He really, really is.
Mm-hmm. He is playing brilliant, but under the same breath, they're still playing in both completely different positions. Joe Linton's playing as a midfielder at the moment. You could argue that you could compare the likes of Ronaldo to Harry Kane, or you can compare like Ronaldo to Lukaku, for instance. But I think a midfielder should be paired with a midfielder, and a striker should be compared to a striker, because it can unbalance unfair situations. Like you could probably compare Joe Linton to Bernardo Silva or Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you look at the chance they had. I mean, you had. I mean, look at the chances. Bruno Fernandes should have scored a goal. He should have scored 1-on-1. Foster saved it. The ball should have got pulled back for Ronaldo. Didn't take it. And then Ronaldo had a shot just wide. In the second half, you played Popper, and Langley played a brilliant 1-2 with Popper. Did a back heel straight to him, and he poked it wide. And I thought to myself, is the day going to come? I mean, let's be real. I mean, I thought after that the result against Watford, I think you're not going to make top four. I mean, I hope we do, but at the end of the day, I just don't think you will. You got to go to Emirates yet. You got some tough games coming up. You got to play Man City away. You got to play Liverpool away. You got to play Spurs. You got to play. You got some tough games coming up. Let's go Madrid, and these next 4 games, it's gonna how do I put it? It's going to determine your season.
Mm-hmm. And as well, these are going to be the hardest games Ralf has had so far because he actually hasn't had too much of a test coming into this Manchester United squad. He hasn't played the big, as people would say, the big 6, because then the Chelsea and the Arsenal was played under Michael Carrick. And before that, they was played under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I do believe we are more defensively structured because we're not conceding as many goals, but we're just not clinical enough in going forward. And if we play, for instance, how we played against Burnley, how we played against Southampton, the likes of Liverpool and the likes of Manchester City would be eating us up for breakfast.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. But then again, you got a good record the Etihad as well. I mean, they don't.
We've been awful at Anfield, though. We haven't won in the Premier League at Anfield since 2018. That was the last time we have won a Premier League game at Anfield. And as well, Manchester City. Yes, we do have a great. How can I say? We do obviously have a great record. And here's actually a funny fact. Daniel James has won more Manchester derbies at the Etihad than Pep Guardiola.
That says something, doesn't it? That really says something. Wow. I tell you what it is, though. You could do with Daniel James, by the way. I think he would have been elite. He ain't a world-class player, but he could have done elite. But you don't want to make a profit on this guy. 25 million. Wow. Well done, you. And what are your thoughts on the Leeds manager walking away? He got sacked from the football club due to poor results and poor league. From what you both see on the appointment at ex-RB Leipzig manager and Jesse Marsch being a cheap option. In my opinion, I think Leeds got it wrong. They should have kept on Bielsa as the players. They had injured players like Leon Cooper, Patrick Bamford, Calvin Phillips. They were all out, key players out. And they goes and sack him. Well, time would tell. I still think Leeds probably just about do it, but getting in Jesse Marsch at this time, they were going to get him in the summer, but they had to bring him forward because they need someone who's going to keep them be pragmatic as well. It's a risk. I listened to Kevin Hatchard on TalkSport today, and he said he's a risk. But what he'll do, he'll galvanise the team, and let's hope Leeds stay up because they're a huge, massive club now. And let's move on to as Paul saying he started selling spot leads with Chelsea. Roman left for good. He's going to accept bids. Well, if that's true, then what Roman Abramovich has done for that football club is absolutely amazing. He's won countless Premier League.
It'd be a little bit dangerous, though, wouldn't it, for Abramovich? Because apparently, Chelsea owe him money. They owe him roughly around 2 million. They owe him some kind of money, 2 million or 2 billion, something like that.
2 billion.
Yeah, they owe him 2 billion. So look at that in particular in terms of Chelsea. Without Roman Abramovich, they would be in debt. So it's going to be actually quite dangerous for Chelsea, in my opinion. What are they going to do with that debt that they owe to Roman Abramovich?
Yeah, and that's dangerous. I mean, I'm sure Chelsea will sell. If he sells the club, they'll get money for it as well. I'm sure there'll be backers going to buy the club because you think about it, Chelsea won 2 Champions Leagues under Roman and countless Premier League titles under him as well. 40 world-class managers as well. But let me say this as well. I mean, he's going to be a big miss. This guy is a successful owner. He is a champion owner and he spent well over billions to win titles. And that's exactly what he's did. So well done to Roman and well done to Chelsea. And if he does leave, whoever comes in will have to do much better than Roman Abramovich. Let's be real. But don't get Mike Ashley, please. I saw a rumour yesterday.
As well with Roman Abramovich too, what I think is he was different compared to all the other owners in the Premier League and in general. He actually funded for the women's team out of his own pocket. So he made sure they kept afloat. I think he always put in roughly around 3 million for the women's team to keep afloat, because we always know that the women's team isn't going to get nowhere near as funded for winning the leagues and getting into Champions League. But so because a lot of the women's team, because of the way it is, a lot of them are in debt, and he made sure that he put in so much funding in to that women's team so they could remain to keep afloat, and always helped them in terms of transfers as well. And that's why they got one of the best squads in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they just spend the money all over the shop, don't they, to be a successful team. But just wish your team was the same as well. Spend some big money to compete with the Chelseas, the Arsenals, and Man Cities as well. But the Man U ladies will do well in the future years. I can assure you that as well. And I've got rumours, about Chelsea, but not for sale. As an American, I don't want any more of us all in Premier League teams. We view sporting leagues differently. I mean, American managers are not that great, but American owners, they're very interesting. Just like Burnley got itself in the debts already. Too many American owning teams will put promotion relegation at risk, in my opinion, up end of football league. It's true. We're beginning to see primes roll in now. A good manager, coach, all it takes to transform a player into world class. He's not world class yet, but he is a damn good player. And big up to Niall again. As me and Maisy spoke about off air, I think playing Charlie McNeil would be the smart thing to do, in my opinion. I know he's a young striker, because at the end of the day, can't rely on Cavani and Ronaldo. The thing is, though, you don't want to rely on a young kid, someone like him or Elanga, to get Man U out the mess they're in already. I mean, Charlie McNeil, is it too early to play him in, or do you think you play him now?
If you want me to be fairly honest in terms of Charlie McNeil, I actually wrote a post about this onto social media. I would actually try and at least give him a chance, because we don't know when Cavani's back. He's got a groin injury. And we are lacking in terms of the wings. So we need Elanga on the wings, because Rashford, for me, isn't fully fit. He shouldn't be a starting 11 player. Sancho, the only person who is a backup for Sancho is Jesse Lingard. And we need to keep Sancho fully fit during March. So we can't even alternate around Jesse Lingard, I'd say, until the Leicester-Everton game in April. So, and I feel like with Ronaldo, but depending how long Cavani's going to be out for, playing every single minute throughout match is going to be extremely tough. We don't know how long Cavani's out. And Charlie McNeil, I think it'd be good for me even to have 10-15 minutes on the pitch, just so we could take the pressure off Ronaldo, trying to keep him fit, because he has been injured before at Manchester United. He was only out a couple of games, but we need to keep him fully fit till at least Cavani is back. So at least 10-15 minutes, or even Mella, he will be another shout to bring on as well. I'd say if he played well, for instance, actually Charlie McNeil has come from Manchester City in the past, so he could be even a good show even to come on as a substitute for that. So I'd say yes, give him a chance as a sub, and then if he played well, he's hungry, start him for Everton. That's what I would personally do, because we're lacking in so many areas, and I just feel like a 37-year-old to take the risk to play all of these games in 1 month, full 90 every single game. I think it's going to be too difficult.
Yeah, very important game. In my opinion, I wouldn't play against Man City, but like you said, play for a lesser team, like an Everton, like a bottom-of-the-table club sort of thing as well, and then just bet them in. Don't chuck them in. Look at Marcus Rashford, played against Arsenal. Guess what? He scored a hat-trick, first game. And then a couple of years on, Marcus Rashford ain't the same player. So I got V as well. Big up to V. Players are just there for a check and not for the badge. All fans won't ever be a part of a unified team. It's fair enough. But also, owners moved one of their franchise teams to another city. We can't have that in English football. Definitely not. Foxy, I don't see Man U making top 4 for the next 10 years. Key players are close to retirement. Too many French players consistently playing, and then you have the manager issue. Seems outdated. I can see it where it come from. Cavani 35, Ronaldo 37. You look at that team. In my opinion, it needs to open up and start again. Let's be real.
Well, up to 9 players who was at the club at the start of the season are actually leaving at the end of the at the end of the window. at the end of the season. So we've got a couple of players who are out of a contract. We've got players who don't want to be at the club. Of course, there was personal issues where a player had to be taken out of the team. So we've got up to 9 players who could be potentially leaving Manchester United. So that's nearly a full starting 11 who could be leaving Manchester United. So there will be a rebuild, and it's just about what manager can do this rebuild.
Let's hope it's not going to be Diego Simeone, probably Eric I must say Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag would be fantastic. I mean, that'd be a realistic signing as well if you can get him. I think it'd be fantastic for you as well. Question above, what's your thoughts on Kepa coming on to Sorb in the cup final? Then goes on the bant himself and balloon is pundit overruled said, many was man of the match, but I caught it right he was. Not only that, Kepa and boot that penalty way over the bar. I think that ball's still stuck in the Wembley way. Great show, guys. Cheers from Sweden. That's from Lenny. Big up to you, Lenny in Sweden. I hope you're okay. Lenny, while you're there, do subscribe to my channel, mate. Click on the subscribe button, and then it helps the channel to grow. Everyone's talking about the tank Kessie going to Newcastle. Apparently, he's really close to Barcelona on the free signing. So that's the reports coming out that he could be off to Barcelona. And for Man U having similar problems we have in midfield, I don't know how that midfield partnership Fred McTominay is working out. What about players like Matic? Are they done? In my opinion, I think they're done. Let's be real. I love Ryan Mata, but I think he's done. What do you think, Maisy? Do you think both times gone?
Mata hasn't even started a game for Manchester United this season, so he's going to be lacking match fitness for me. Matic is a good shout, but Matic is only well suited for certain players such as Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba, with him having a long-term injury, we can't even play him every single game. And I actually genuinely believe the strongest midfield is Scott and Fred. That is not something you do want to say quite heartedly, that Fred and Scott is the strongest partnership, because they actually are. Scott is actually the outfield player who has played the most under Ralf. The reason why he hasn't played the last 2 games is because of an illness, but he should be back in for the City game. And both him and Fred always seem to play well against Manchester City. I do like Matic. I think he's a proper CDM, but it's just about on who goes alongside Matic. He needs someone who's got that freedom, so we can have his own space, so we can be like a centre-back in front of the centre-backs, if you get what I mean. So that's what we kind of need in terms of Matic, and that's why Pogba is best alongside him. When we have seen Fred alongside him, it hasn't worked. Neither has it with Scott, because them two have been traded as CDMs when the box-to-box midfielders. I do like Matic. He's brilliant with his long through balls as well. We've seen it quite a lot, especially when he came on the Atletico Madrid game, and he was probably one of the best players for me in that Watford game as well. So for me, you just can't play him every single game, and Mata is another one I just can't see him being played whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, that midfield needs to be worked out as well, sort of thing. It needs sorted out, and they need that midfield sorted out. I mean, Pogba's out of contract at the end of the season. Matic, I mean, like you said, he's a decent player, and he needs a better player alongside him. I mean, Pogba could be a decent end of CDM because he makes things happen, but he hasn't done enough for me at this moment in time. I do like him, but he's going to stay United at the end of the season. That'd be very, very interesting to see. And question Mason, John, do you think we still get top 4? That's just too close to call it in a minute. Off times, you need to start getting results and points on the board. Worried about Arsenal. Me personally, as things stands, I think Man U's going to miss out because you dropped so many points, Macy.
We have dropped out a lot of points, but Arsenal, they can go into good form and then they'll drop out for a bit. This is what Arsenal tend to do. Spurs, I don't class them as a contender. I actually think the biggest contender for Manchester United is actually West Ham. But I think West Ham, for me, they need a couple of more signings to be a top 4 team. They need a backup for Antonio. I think they need a backup number 10. And I think they do need another fullback for me to compete into the top 4, in my personal opinion. I know Wacky is a West Ham fan, so I just wanted to see if he also agreed with that too.
Yeah, I think he might do. He may do as well. And he's a good lad. He's a West Ham fan. He's a great lad. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough. And it's going to be very risky to get that 4th spot. And we should see. Do you think in the future we see the return of mini rivals between us and yous? I tell you what, I love to see us in the top 2 with Newcastle being on top. That will be absolutely fantastic if we do get us battling for the title. You never know. And everyone's saying hi to everyone else. Got Tony as well. Yeah, they've got a hard set of fixtures coming up. Macy, would you rather play Rashford Lana up top in middle as an alternative to Ronaldo, seeing as he looks jaded and Cavani out injured? Cavani is out injured. He's in Uruguay in a minute. And Ronaldo needs to be rested, in my opinion, but he can't rest him. He needs to be playing games. Rashford, he's not been good enough because he just don't want to play football. He'd rather be doing things out of it. I don't know. I could be wrong. But Ilana, every time I see this guy, he's been absolutely fantastic. He's the one who makes things happen.
Yeah, Alanga's absolutely brilliant. Rashford used to play up top a couple of seasons ago, but I just don't think he is suited to the up top because we need a natural striker for me to play up top. He plays more as a false 9, and because of his pace, he is much better on the wings to make things happen. But he has become such a lazy player. He doesn't track back. He doesn't even run back for the ball. So, the amount of times he does give the ball away is absolutely unbelievable. Alanga, yes, in the youth academy, he has played up top as well as him playing on the left-hand side. But due to Marcus Rashford's form, he is much better for me to play on the wings. So this is why, for me, we need to look at least, even if we brought in a wing player, we could play Alanga up top. But then I think Alanga deserves a lot more game time than that, because if, for example, he becomes a replacement striker there for Cristiano Ronaldo, is that going to affect his game time at Manchester United? And so that's why I always say replacement striker. Just we don't have to be relying on this striker too much. The odd 10-15 minutes for me during this period is absolutely fine. Depending on how Atletico goes, depending on how all the other games go, use him as, or even if, for example, we decide we could look at, for instance, if we decided to play 2 at the top, Ralf Ragnick, we could easily put Jesse Lingard back through. We could put him on the left, we could put Sancho on the right, and then we could put Alanga up top. That could be another option, but we just simply don't know.
Yeah, you're going to see that one as well. I mean, my opinion, if I was a Man U fan, I'd drop Rashford altogether. At subs, that's my opinion. He's not been playing well. I'll play Alanga for a start, and just go for basics, like just go for 4-2-3-1 and really have a goal. But you need to score goals at the back of the net and very, very quick and win games, because you can still do it, but it's going to be tough. I think the game at Arsenal is going to be a make or break for your season, to be fair, with all these games you got as well. So that's it. You'll do it. Yeah, you do it. All the games we can watch tonight, and can't watch the one I want to watch. It's Burnley against Leicester. That'll be tough. That'll be real tough. You just got to hope that Leicester to win that, because Leicester City will not get relegated. Let's be real. Your key mate just working from Granny Nap. Oh, good for coming around. Good for you, mate. Moss is going to have to prove how critics were seeing he can't set up with the defence. Time will tell if Leeds made the right choice. Roman's done a lot for British football, hoping for the best. Leeds has always been towards the second managers. I think they got warned by Football League in the past. I think they have indeed. Abramovich ain't going anywhere, and the rest is history. That's when Scottish Jimmy and Good Friday as well. Got so many to come out as well. Women's football is on the up and learning about. They're really delighted that there's channels about it, and there's getting talked about it more often now. Decent players in women's football. You done a vlog the other day, didn't you? And in the Manchester Derby. And how tough was it doing that?
It was really tough. We actually did play in the weekend. I didn't do a vlog for that one, but we lost 4-1 in the FA Cup against, obviously, Manchester City. And I was glad I didn't do a vlog for that, because I did a vlog 2 weeks ago for the Manchester Derby. For that one, what I've done a vlog about, it just felt like we did come in for a draw, and it didn't pay off, of course, because their substitutes were a lot more effective and they changed the game, and we allowed too much space for their wide players, and their wide players, for me, are extremely dangerous. A particular player for me called Lauren Hemp. I've not seen a player who's as fast as her. She's always beating one-on-ones with fullbacks. So we need to isolate space from her, and that is something what Manchester United have struggled to do in these past 2 games in particular, and that is costing us massively. I don't know vlog obviously on the England women game. That also come out that we was playing for the draw for me. It did come out of the draw, so but it was good to see some of the best players in the world for me in women's football. Some Barcelona players who I did end up having some pictures with. But the game what just happened on the weekend, I actually did go to the game. We was brilliant in the first half. That goal, what we scored, that could be in contenders for goal of the season for us. It basically, it was a corner goal, and it went from the corner straight into the net, so no one even touched it. So it went right from the corner.
Yeah.
And you look at things like, I think that is such a brilliant goal to score. But then they made their substitutes. We wasn't quick enough in doing ours. But the only good thing I could say, Manchester City, they don't really sing. They've got this drum, and you go here, dun, 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 like all the time. And I'm just glad that I'm not going to have to hear that drum again. But as I was going to say with the game what I went to 2 weeks ago, Manchester Derby, the weather was awful. Worst stand, it was awful. They don't have a back. The stadium does not have a back, so you can literally see everything from outside. Whereas where Man City was sat, they had a back. So it was freezing, it was raining, dead wind there because I was at the top. Honestly, it was awful conditions to go to. And if you probably have watched my vlog, you could probably see that it was grey. It was fully grey. That's how bad it was.
Wow. I tell you what, though, as long as you had a good time, I mean, going and playing in Aqua and Weather sort of must be frustrated for you, especially you lost the game against your nearest rivals. And women's football's on, Leicester's football's on the up and up and up, which I think is great. And I hope we can see more live games as well. I may have to start doing a women's football one day. You just never know. I may have to pop on your channel.
Yous are in the equivalent of League One for the women's game because they're in different tiers. So once it gets after the championship, it's called the Nations League. So it's like tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, and tier 6. Yous are in tier 3. So it's the equivalent of League One. I think you're doing quite well in there at this moment in time. Manchester United are doing quite well as well. But it's just about obviously what you can really do. There is different, if like people are wanting to watch obviously the women's game, you can catch it through, you don't even have to like find a live stream or anything. Like there's this app on social media where you can actually just watch the games through there because roughly around 2 games a week get shown on the TV on BBC and Sky. Sky have actually bought the championship now. So from next season, you'll watch championship games too. But it's just the Super League games. But there is only, of course, 12 teams in the Super League. So 24 games in a season. 1 game a week getting shown on Sky. It's pretty poor, really. You're only getting to see 12 games in a season on Sky. And a BBC show roughly around 2 games a week as well.
I think that's shocking. It should be on every single week. I mean, every single when you pay your TV license, stuff like that, it should be on every single week. And I think that's poor.
Yeah, I mean, it has helped massively because last season on BBC, it wasn't even getting shown on the channels. It was actually getting... So what you had to do, like when you've got a TV remote, you had to press the red button to go and watch the game. That's how bad it was. It wasn't even getting advertised. But now you can watch it on the channels. Like, you could literally scroll through your channels now and you can see on the TV. Whereas you have to literally press the red button, go onto the iPlayer and then find it through that way. That's what it was like last season. So it's improved since last season, but it needs... I think even next season, though, it's going to be a lot better because Barclays is sponsoring it now and stuff.
Fantastic. Let's hope it gets better and better as well. And hopefully year in, it'll be absolutely spot on. I've got a question now. So a question for you is about Diallo, who's plays at Atalanta, by the way. Can you see him getting game time at Rangers? He's unused sub against Motherwell and a few other games at Rangers. One thing I'm going to say, our Grand Rangers lost a 2-goal lead. Celtic only drew. But at the end of the day, I mean, still top of the table. And can you see Diallo getting game time?
Probably a wrong person to ask in terms of Rangers for me, because I don't really follow too much of the Scottish football. It tends to be a couple of people who are actually Rangers fans. So it is probably best off asking them. But in terms of what I hear from other people who are Rangers fans, Rangers are still in Europe. They've got the Europa League. I think they're still in some cup competitions as well as the league. So I wouldn't fret too much in terms of Ahmad. I think he will get the game time from what I'm hearing off Rangers fans. It's just a matter of when the games are less intense, because you look at the league at the moment in terms of the Scottish league, the league's actually quite narrow. So they've got to want to put the strongest line up. They're not going to risk a loanee who is very young to come on. So that's what they probably are thinking of, and maybe they might use Ahmad when it comes to cups and when it comes to the Europe, and depending on how the league gets on. But I do believe, though, in terms of Ahmad, it was probably a wrong mistake sending him over to Rangers. Yes, it would be good if he can win a trophy, because it brings that mentality back to United, but overall, he should be looking at maybe the Championship, even a team abroad, so he can get European experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's hope, I'd say I don't want to win the title of Rangers. Nah. But he'll get experience. He's a good young player. He's going to be absolutely fine. Trust us. He'll get better and better, this kid. And what's this one here? What do you think of the United saying they will not pay 100 million for Schumann for Napoli? Did you hear that?
No, I haven't heard that at all, to be honest. But I do worry if, for example, we do pay 100 million on players, or pay 120 million for Declan Rice, because that's what he's estimated at. I do worry if, for instance, we do pay that for a player, and then will the board fund for other positions what we need as well, because they'll probably think, right, we spent that much on this player, I'm only going to buy one more signing because of this. And that's what truly worries me, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely right there. Absolutely right. I could not agree better with you. Thanks for the follow on Twitter, John Foster. Absolutely welcome. Also, subscribe to my channel as well, mate. If you can, click on subscribe, and then you can see any other channels as well. And I've got BL Duff from Canada. Hey, Mason, John, Brent from Canada. Big up to you, Brent. Great show. There has been a lot of talk over here about Russian hockey players going home. How many Russian players in the Premier League, and what's their future? We haven't got any Russian players in the Premier, haven't we, really?
No, I don't think we have any, actually.
Nah.
No, we have some Ukrainian players, but I don't think we have any Russian players.
Exactly. But I mean, apparently, sort of, I know they've been suspended indefinitely in the World Cup and all sports as well, believe it or not. So that's good. And the way they acted against Ukraine is disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. Man United also need to let Tellers take pens and free kicks. When was the last time Ronaldo scored a free kick? That's from Foxy.
This is what I'm going to say to Foxer. Couldn't agree more. Honestly, couldn't agree more. Tellers for me, I don't know if anyone has heard me say it, but Tellers for me, best for the corners, best for the free kicks. And that's what I would personally do in terms of Tellers. If Tellers isn't on the pitch, because we know he does it at the moment, it looks like Shaw's more favoritised. Use Bruno Fernandes. I just don't think Ronaldo is a free kick player anymore. He ain't 18. He ain't 23 at Manchester United, who could score like that wonder goal against Portsmouth. He isn't that same player anymore. He's 37 years old. The Premier League free kicks, look at the players who we've got in the Premier League now. They're so tall. They're so physical, these defenders. And then you're still expecting 23-year-old Ronaldo to be like 23-year-old Ronaldo again to score a wonder ball. No. Use your better players for the free kicks. And what I would personally do, if we was to take a corner, don't aim it at Harry Maguire. Aim it for Ronaldo. Because I'm not going to go into the old Harry Maguire debate, but
Nah.
yeah, but we all know that Ronaldo can use his head as well. And if Cavani's on the pitch, use Cavani, because them both are unbelievable with his headers. I think Ronaldo should probably stay his penalties, but in terms of everything else, he should be taken off it for his free kicks.
Yeah, I think they should get someone else to do it now, between now and the end of the season, and then hopefully follow up in the following season. I mean, Ronaldo's just, in my opinion, is just not the same player, but you still got to use him because it can make a difference at this moment in time. You need the experience there. But 37, is it coming to the end of his career now? I don't know. But I think, me personally, I think he'd do it in America. I mean, they're talking about PSG for next summer as well, but that'd be very interesting. Very interesting, but we should have to see in the summer. But my opinion, I think he'd be on his way in the summer. I could be wrong, but he'd be a great servant for English football anyway. I got some big up to Paul, even to you. So hope you care, Paul. We tried to ring you earlier on, but obviously you're quite busy. But listen, Paul, don't let the haters beat you, mate. Just stay strong. I watched your video today on the online abuse, and it's absolutely spot on. If you haven't checked out some content, please do so. Oh, she's gone. She'll come back. She'll come back. And lost her. I'm not so convinced my boys would get a top 4. It ain't strong enough in a few areas. That's from a West Ham fan, Wacky. I'm sure she'll be back soon. I heard the Premier League issued an apology to Everton over the VR handball incident. Imagine Everton relegated Man City in the league by a close margin. Yeah, I agree there. Totally agree. I think also bottle it more than Man U or the Arteta fan club. I think it was a bad move around Aubameyang going to Barca, as he's been scoring for fun at Barcelona. And everyone said hi to Paul, and everyone saying Paul would get better. Also has no European, no Cups, defensively solid, and United not much pressure either. They should make the top 4. Just look at this well. You're set for sure later. That's from Paul. You need to ask him. I think he's doing the fans forum sure later. And just goodbye. So if I don't read that, I do apologise. Don't know what happened to Rashford. He's been shocking for a while. I agree. The question to John, where's the net court case next week? And good to see Paul here. I've got Lenny, big up to you. Thanks for the $30 super chat, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. And appreciate that, Lenny. That's a Swiss, I think that's scanning in money there, but I really appreciate that, Lenny. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see if Maisy is back. I think she's just cut herself off sort of for some reason. And just see if she's okay. And everyone's reading as well. There you go. Do you think what's going on Everton may have something to do with Uzumov having his money? It's that's frozen. Poor. It's has been frozen by all accounts, mate. Big up to Richard. Hope you're okay. And here comes. There she is. What happened there, babe?
That went off.
Oh my God! Not good. Not good. I just had Oh no! I just had a super chat from Lenny. I think it's 30 Swedish money, scanning money super chat. So big up for Lenny for that. Thanks so much indeed again. And just fly through this quickly. Hello, Richard. Hope you're well, mate. Porsche just been just saying how's both of us. We're both okay. It's my wow. And yes, thanks from Richard. And WSF is great to watch as honest football. No diamond any through them, rolling the boot if the wind hits them. No argument refs either. That's on Wacky. What's your take on that one?
Agreed. I completely agree. It's very rare when you do see a red card in the league. I think there's only been 2 occasions for Manchester United this season where there has been a red card. And the red card, if you get a red card, you're literally near enough breaking the player's leg. That's how bad it is. You don't have VAR, but the refs for me are completely awful. The refs in the WSL make Dean Smith look world class.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, just honest. I like to see honest football. No diving, no cheating. And he just play on smile on the face. You know what I mean? No arguing, no fighting. It's just all good nature. You know what I mean? Whether it is. So, and I got Fox Champions League coverage for the women's game. It's great. Can only see it growing even more next few years. A bit like women's boxing. Safina Marshall. I hope she slashes clear of shields, by the way. Love for me as he did that. She's pushed pineapple and pushing there. Maybe in a couple of years, we have a little title race between Man United and Newcastle. That'll be fantastic. And Macy's going to cheer for Newcastle as well, will you, Macy? No. Otherwise, you're going to say John. You're going to say John the Red soon, are you?
Nah, I won't
know.
do that. It's just Tony the Red at the moment.
Tony the Red. Tony the Red. Because he calls you Tony the Mad, so you have to call him Tony the Red. I've ever heard those John now. They're playing Peterborough now. Never noticed it before. And here's hoping Richard. Richard's just saying that you like it's improved, but March could be very, very tough. And he followed up. If that would be a good league, be competitive. That is the case. And I've got to say to people, if you do like the video, like what you see, please smash the like button and please hit the subscribe as well. It does help me channel to grow. So give us a like, give us a sub. And also, if you'd like to donate, super chatters like Lenny and Maggie done earlier on, then please hit the $sign. And if you'd like to become a member, like Gear's done earlier on, click on the join button as well. So doing well tonight. So 2 donations, 1 member. And it's all good. Thank you so much. Here's from Richard. That'd be a great, good league. Quite if that's the case. Question from Maisy from St. Joshua. How did you become a fan of Man United? Where did it all start for you?
All my family are Manchester United supporters. My granddad, my dad. So they was all supporting Manchester United. None of the females in my family supported United before. I was roughly around 6, and I used to like the football used to be on the telly quite frequently, to be honest. And I seen Ruud van Nistelrooy scoring. I was watching it thinking, this looks interesting. I just kept looking at Ruud thinking, wow, he's brilliant. I used to be so amazed how like everybody was all backing Ruud, how he was like at Manchester United at that time. He was the star man at Manchester United, and that's where it all came for me. Just having Manchester United on in the background and then see Ruud, I just absolutely got amazed by it. But all my family have been Manchester United supporters in my lifetime. So it's just passed down from generation to generation. I didn't actually get my first Manchester United shirt, though, until I was a teenager, as a matter of fact. The first player I actually got on my shirt was Robin van Persie. Sorry to any Arsenal fans who were in the chat.
Hey! I'm sure it's the cover. Delboy could be in as well. What's the bleeding story? He's a good lad, isn't he? Delboy, he's great. Top gooner. He's got Julian tonight on his chat as well. What a guy. And I've got Niall as well. Big up to you, Niall. John, I want to see you both happy pancakes, yeah? And same to you. Question for you is, I know it's random, but would you tune on your pancakes? No, I would not. But tune on me pancakes. No. But thanks anyway. If I stick the weird now, dear, Sky's a rip off like that's Tony the Red. Yeah. Everton forever till I die. That's Rico. We got playing very, very soon. Let's hope we beat yes. And let's have a look at this one. Got Tony the Red. Oh, it doesn't mind come Tony the Red. Happy pancakes, Tony the Red. There you go. He loves it. Premier League matches are broadcast on Disney in India. Wow, I did not know that at all. Joshua, actually, maybe a hint for you, but me as can we elaborate? For 5 of the chance, I'm a little bit behind. The end of the season is going to be crazy and nerve-wracking. For a fair view, it's still wide open from relegation down to hat end. I'll be doing a watch-along as well, so join us for that. I wouldn't pay 100 million for a striker for Napoli for Man U. Too much money in the modern era. I would pay around 67 million quid. Come with the summer, that's for now. And yes, please like and subscribe for your content, please, guys. Do smash Mace's YouTube channel, so click on that as well and subscribe. And the descriptions in the link. Lamalenko has been given some time off of West Ham in light of conflict in Ukraine. Apparently, I don't blame him at all. Big up to the people living in Ukraine. Please be safe. And also, as well, all Ukrainians, just, be careful. And I just hope everyone who's in that country gets better very, very soon. So, people in Ukraine, feel sorry for you. I could cry. But listen, just stay strong and be safe. Even to you, Eden, hope you're okay. This City Cup game is dire. I'm not seeing it, mate. And just everything nice chat. Even Paul And Paul Tellis still gets suspected in England that he's miles better than Shura, scoring double figures at Porto left back. He needs game time. He really needs game time, Macy.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. He definitely does need that game time, to be fairly honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Premier League's completely different kettle of fish. Any other league in the world, some players just can't handle it. It's a physical league, the Premier League, and it's a mugs league as well when it comes to league tables. She's back. I was talking about Jesse Marsh as well. He's got to start well for Leeds United. I missed Andrew Dodds' comment. I do apologise, Andrew, but if you're listening, mate, I totally agree. He's got to start really well. And yes, question for next week's court case, John. Once Maisy comes back, we can still be your defensive lawyers and prove that you're not a secret Man United fan. Would you be my defensive lawyer?
Of course, I will be.
Thanks so much, Paul. If you're watching, mate, you got to give her the link and get on your show on Monday. Welcome back, mate. We missed you. I'll just go for it quickly. Big up to you, Mags, as well, mate. And thanks for coming on yesterday, mate. Ari, John Maisy, and just everyone's chatting. I saw Tels play against Villa out and felt he was a really good player. He's a decent player anyway. He's got a lovely culture left foot, by the way. He really has.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I just don't know how he isn't getting game time, to be honest. I really don't know.
I don't know. If we don't go and keep him our target, if we don't get him up, we go for him. We definitely go for him 100%. He's a great player. If United gets top 4, I would change my name to Tony the Red for a month. There it is. That's what he's saying.
I am clipping that.
Hey! United, Tony the Red, bless him. I saw the Man U Watford game on Saturday, match of the year. Looks like England is going to be a top player for the future. They'll be hoping he stays with them. Don't forget, this is the lad that say Man U's Birkin at Atletico Madrid. And look, I'm going to read this one, but Philip Anderson, great in Italy, terrible in England. But then you say the Vasako, great in England, West Ham, but dreadful in Switzerland and Turkey. Wow. I can remember him as well. He's done okay, by the way, I can't lie. As a young Liverpool fan, when they were winning, literally everything's up. He didn't think I was a glory boy. I decided to support a team that were on hardly anything. Wow. There you go. And Wacky supports West Ham, Tony. And did anyone watch the clip of Yamchenko coming on to suffer Benfica? The fans were so good, he got emotional on the pitch. I didn't see that one, mate, but if that's true, that was fantastic. And Telspin had to play first chance on the left peg of Wand. Good evening to you, Jimmy. Hope you're okay, mate. And that would be clipped on me, as he said he'd be at court next week. Hi, Jimmy, Bud, and everyone hello to you as well. Yeah, on to my team, Newcastle, 7 games undefeated under Eddie Howe, 4 points clear for the drop zone. Do you think you're going to be safe now?
I think at this point, yes, you probably will be safe just because you have picked up quite a few points, to be honest. I think you've been unbeaten in February. So if you do keep up this momentum, especially knowing that you are actually winning and drawing these games against teams that you wouldn't expect it, plus without Kieran Trippier, there is no reason why you couldn't be not getting relegated this season.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got a good place there. Eddie Howe, for me, is the best young manager in the country, in my opinion. Yeah, I know people's going to say Mikel Arteta, but Eddie Howe, what he's done, he's come in, right, and he's just turned the season around. He really, really has. And he's turned poor, average players into quality players. Excuse me. That Emil Kraft, I'm not a fan of him, right? Never have been. But he had a good game on Saturday. I can't lie. But he did okay. He did fine. And John Joe Shelby's turned his life around. Joe Linton is playing as he's a top quality player and playing like a £40 million player. Ryan Fraser, being Ryan Fraser, man of the match. 6 accurate crosses, man. Absolutely fantastic. And Jake Murphy's trying, but he's not going to be for me in the summer. Chris Wood needs to start banging in some goals very quickly. But if you look at it, there's one player I've been impressed with, and that's Dan Burn at the centre defence. What a defender. Brighton will be kicking themselves, letting them go for 13 million quid.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a really good one, to be honest, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think that's the sort of player you need, Dan Burn. He would have been out. He would have been absolutely fantastic for you. But hey-ho. But got one thing from Brian. Actually, it's coming my way on Twitter. Plus, I was defending the fan, accusing me of being sexist and a nonce. So go low to an argument. Brian, ignore the hate as, mate. Ignore the hate as. And go for this one as well. There's pair of Steepest gloves on eBay. Wow. He hasn't won a game since May. And I'll tell you what, He'll not last long at West Brom. He'd be done.
Yeah, I completely agree with that 100%. He's been absolutely awful there at West Brom, and how people are still defending him, I really do not know.
I agree. Wow. And it is what it is there. Where do I go to? Yeah, I think Bruce is done. He really is done. I posted out a tweet a day, and a couple of people are telling us to say, listen, forget about Bruce, John, move on. And I posted out a tweet as well today saying that, I don't know if you saw it, so be kind. Please be kind to Twitter members, because a lot of people getting bullied again, right? And that's the bottom line. And then one or two people jump to us and say, hey, I've been pathetic for saying that in a tweet. No, I'm not. I'm just saying it out there because I said it out like it is. Our fan base, I'm not going to be lying, I can't lie. Our fan base at the minute is just absolutely disgraceful. Yeah. It's just a divide yet again. All I'm going to say to you people, right? Just be kind. If you don't agree, right? Just block and move on. Simple as that. Yeah. If you don't agree with them, walk away. It's as simple as that.
I completely agree. I couldn't say it better myself, in my opinion. But there's always them kind of people in all different fan bases, and it's just about ignoring them the best you can. Don't rise up to it.
Exactly. I was going to do a show on Thursday about social media muppets there, right? I was told don't do it because I'm better than that. Because if I did that, that was just going to rifle up people, sort of thing. Like, and basically, what it is, just choose one of the tweets, sort of thing, look at it, and think, oh, I could read this out, sort of thing, and tell them my opinion on this guy, sort of thing. But I've been told don't do it because I'm just going to cause bother on social media. I might even get reported as well, so I'm not going to take that chance. So I've listened to the people, and that's it. So, got some more comments quickly. Eddie Howe's got Newcastle players the team, and more determination and effort he's done. Brilliantly what he has done. That's from Wacky. And Foxy, how good is the youth player at Man U called Sedan? He's already represented the Iraq national team. Great to see a player from there making up to the top level.
Yeah, Iqbal Zidane, he is pretty good, to be honest. He's coming to the first team once, but that was for the young boys game. I think he probably will be seen a lot more. He's actually quite good in terms of the youth level. We had to substitute him off because he was that much of a threat towards the opposition team, just so we could give them a little bit of a break. That is the reason why we substituted him off. He's a brilliant young player. We've got a few young players in that team who is brilliant. Charlie McNeil, Mella, Charlie Savage. Quite a lot of young players there. It's just about are they going to get in a competition. Will Fish is another one. Quite a few young players. But what we need to do, I know a lot of our fan base do this, we need to take the pressure off a lot with these young players because we have too much, as I can say, expectations and hopes that like they get compared to the class of 92, they get compared to the Busby Babes, and you look at things like that and you can't put that pressure onto these players. They can be brilliant, they can come up to this level, they just need time to adapt, and they don't need comparisons neither.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be coming good. And you got some great youth players at there, sort of thing at United, and they're just going to come better and better. They've got a good setup as well. Just get Ten Hag or Simeone to come in, they make them better. And don't forget, Shea, John looks like a future centre forward with a majestic assist last week. Wow, what an assist as well. You're both doing brilliant, Andy. Being low to you both. Chill Tuesday stream, that's now. It's called, you should call it John Maisy and Chill. And Josh was asking a question, got to be out of the top set. There's like Arsenal and Moose. I'll get rid of that one because that one there should not be coming up. Can't get rid of it. What's your thoughts on interview by Thomas Tuchel getting questioned about the ongoing situation about Ukraine and Russia and getting angry? I saw that. And big up to him as well, by the way, for putting that Jonas in his place. I don't know if you saw that, Macy.
Yeah, I did watch it, to be honest. Tuchel in itself has nothing to do with Abramovich, Russian, Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. So I think it was quite unfair. But under the same breath, if you think about it, him getting questioned is nothing compared to how the the Ukrainian people are feeling right now, too scared, wanting to be refugees in a different country. So him being questioned compared to how these Ukrainian people are feeling right now, I would take a Thomas Tuchel's place any day, and I'm sure these Ukrainian people will feel the exact same as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree there. And yeah, you're saying the right things there. Totally agree there. I remember a quote by a manager saying you don't win anything with kids. Well, he was proved wrong, did it? That was Aaron Hansen said you don't win anything with kids. God, man, I got some jumping messages from top very quickly there. I don't have AFTV. I just don't watch it. Do you ever watch AFTV?
Nah, don't bother.
Nah, it's funny though. When they get beat, then I will listen to it. You know what I mean? I listen to it when they get beat. That was hellish sort of. I can remember when Claude used to be on there, and now sadly passed away. He was absolutely magnificent there, by the way. Speaks the truth. Speaks the truth. And I'll tell you, if Claude's a Newcastle fan and Newcastle fan base of today had a go at him, I'll tell you something, right? He'd have them all for breakfast. He really would. Have them all for breakfast. And some as well, don't stop for Russian clubs and the players and people to be honest, asking Josh. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and share the stream. Also follow the brilliant, amazing Maisy on Devils United on the road to 600. We're going to drum it up as well, by the way, on social media as well. And the problem with being at the club at Man U, there always be the huge pressure, more so now with social media. Usually it's mentally rather than ability, which determines who makes it or not. That's some foxy. I totally agree. Totally agree. Big up to that. Big up to Adam. Hope you're okay, kid. Even to Statman Stubbs. Hope you're fine. Having a good day. And I just look at that one as well. And Kirk, how are you both? And I'm good. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, so you've got the Manchester Derby on Saturday. Is that Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday, we've got Manchester Derby coming up at 4:30.
I might do a watch-along for that. You doing a watch-along for that, or are you going to the match?
I am not going to the match, so I probably will do a watch-along. So I've got, as it stands, I'll probably have 2 watch-alongs, one for the women's game on the Saturday and then one for the men's on a Sunday.
Oh, bless you.
Usually I don't really like doing too many watch-alongs. A lot of, especially when you do look at it, probably a lot of people will be doing the Manchester Derby because that will be the most publicised, of course, alongside Liverpool. But I think when you look at it, a lot of people are going to want to watch it as well. So I probably will do a watch-along for it more than likely.
Oh, bless you. Bless you. That'll be fun. I might even come on. You never know.
More than welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That'll be a cracking game, Nats. And when a team is struggling, so-called star players aren't putting enough effort or being committed enough to replace them, then we're younger who give you energy, 110% effort. I'll tell you all it is, I totally do agree there, Raki. Totally agree. That is a fantastic message there. That is the thing. And when you get young players come and get you out of it, wow. And hello, Statman. Everyone saying hi to everyone else. And it went so fast. It did indeed. And Com City.
Wow.
There we go.
I don't like the drum. I hate the drum. I hate it.
And that's on Sunday. And thank you. You should do a Manchester Derby watch along me. 100% tune in for that on the channel. That'd be a fantastic. Sure, that I may even join in for that as well, and whatever sort of thing. So, I'll do the watch along on Saturday against Brighton, and give us a score on Sunday for your game against Man City. I'm going to go 2-2.
2-1 City.
I think it'll be 2-2.
I think it'll be 2-1 to Manchester City. We're not clinical enough in going forward, and if we play how we have played, Manchester City will eat us for breakfast. So I'm going to go 2-1 for City. As much as I don't like betting against my team, I'm using my brain and not my heart.
Fair enough. And what about the Newcastle Brighton game?
I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a 1-0 for Newcastle.
I'll go along with that as well. 1-0 to Newcastle as well. It's going to be tough, but we defend them properly. But the worry thing is that Lamptey on the right wing back, he is going to be some player, this kid. I'm telling you, not be a Brighton next season. But the thing is, I would love him at right back. But Trippier is playing so damn well, then he's just definitely going to get Lamptey, unfortunately. If he is going to leave, I think he's staying in London. And Tuesdays for now, he's going to be on that one. If I was a player, I stay well aware from social media, you're just leaving yourself open to idiots and ridicule, etc. Especially if you're doing silly Dele Alli dances and shite. Wow, tough. Some people like need to concentrate on the pitch, Macy, rather than go on social media. Do you know what I mean? If you're doing well, cool, that's fine. But when you get them beat and you go on there and you apologize to the fans saying, we tried our best, blah, blah, blah. Like Wacky said, you're gonna leave yourself well open.
Yeah, 100%. And as well, Brighton are actually behind in the defence. They, of course, missing out on Dan Burns, who you bought, so they're actually short on defenders. So looking at that, they're actually not doing that well whatsoever recently. Brighton, I'd say ever since the Manchester United game, they haven't been playing very, very well whatsoever. So that's why I do think Newcastle will end up winning this game.
Let's hope that is the case. Fingers crossed we win that game. Then, result scores first, I think we're going to be fine. We're going to be absolutely fine. But we've got some 3 tough games. We've got Southampton away, Chelsea away. Then we've got Everton away. That's the first day, a Sunday, and a Thursday. I'll be doing 3 watch-alongs.
Wow.
3 watch-alongs in a week. So first time I'll be doing that as well all the time. So check us out for that as well, people. City will fear Langer and won't be able to handle him.
True. That could happen, but I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like with the quality Manchester City has got, it's going to be extremely difficult. I'm only clinging on to stats here about Dan James winning more Manchester derbies at the Etihad than Pep Guardiola. They're the only things that are keeping me going for this derby.
Oh, hey!
Well, it's a crazy stat, though.
It's a crazy stat. You're right, but it'll get better on Sunday, I think 2-2 for me. Depends if the same Brighton defence shows up again. Webster's out, apparently. I believe he is. 1-0 to Newcastle. 2-6 in the derby. 2-1 to Newcastle. That's one now. Big up the Tony. Really sure, guys. Bang, bang, bang. And I'll go for this as well. Could be worse, Macy. Could be standing that dude playing trumpet England games. How annoying is that? I've got Chrissy D, who seems to have a shock in the last few games. Hope that continues on Saturday against us. I love Bissouma, but it's been very, very poor. He really has. People say 3-1 to City, 2-1 to City, 1-0 to Newcastle. Bissouma has really started to annoy Brighton fans with his attitude, also maybe getting rattled. I hope that is the case. And that is it, guys. And, got one more here. Willock will score once again. I believe he will. I think he'll get the winning goal first. And you got any more programs coming up this week? Or you got any tonight? Or...
I got you on tomorrow ranking Premier League managers. What we'll be doing, we'll be ranking the current Premier League managers minus Bielsa, because we can't really rank the new Leeds manager, can we, when he's not had a game. So we'll be doing that. I've got 2 previews on Thursday. I've got the City preview at 6. I've got the Man United women's at 7 because we're playing against Leicester. And then I've got one watch along booked at the moment, which is for the Leicester game, because we're a 12 o'clock kickoff there. And then I probably will do the Manchester derby.
Fantastic. I was don't know if I'm going to do the Manchester derby on Sunday as well. And whether it be worth doing something. I'm sure people like Deluda Gula also want to do it. I'm sure Curtis Shaw TV will probably do the same as well. And I'm sure other people do it as well. So I'm going to have a think about it. So it'll be 4-0 to Man City, 2-1 to the Toon. Brilliant, sure. Absolutely fantastic. And now, big up to you, Mal. Love you lots, by the way. I think Kukela and Lamptey are going to cause Newcastle big problems at the weekend. They're both quick as well. Leave a like on your way out. I will read that in a second. Thank you both for the show. That's Andrew D. Eric, I guess, at EFV pluses. I have to agree. Great, John and Maisy. Well done to Now for Modern as well. Big up to Now for Modern, my channel. I appreciate that. Now, absolutely fantastic. Bye to you, Coffee as well. Sorry, and Tony. And great, John Maisy, Josh. And listen, did you enjoy coming? Did you enjoy it tonight?
I always enjoy coming on your show. Thank you for having me on, John.
Champion. I'm looking forward for tomorrow, and I will do backstage about it as well. So, guys, if you do like the video, please hit the like button and hit that subscribe button as well. And also, if you'd like to super chat or donate, then you can always click on the $sign. Just contribute what you can. And also, if you'd like to become a member, like Gia has done, And you could be my 42nd, 43rd member as well. I'm on the road to 100 members. Going to do a prize draw. May's going to draw the name out of the hat for the winner once it comes. So keep at it. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow for the Big Tune debate. That's on Wednesday. I think that's going to be lively. Going to talk about John Linton, talk about Fiesta, etc. And let's go for this one quickly. And Mia's for Josh. Well done tonight, Mia. Big up, nice saying big up to you. And Bambi's coming off injured, appears in Burley's game. That's not good news at Turf Moor. Thanks for that, Andrew. And I shall read it backstage. Guys, thanks for coming on. I shall see you guys tomorrow. Until then, and listen, don't let the trolls beat yours. Don't let the bullies beat yours. Just stay strong and don't let them win. Until then, have a fantastic evening and take care.